Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We finally have game number 3 underway. There was a pesky update right as we logged in, so everyone is updated. Everyone's loading into the all-pick, and we should finally have the conclusion of this best-of-3 series. Team Dog now on the Dire, Osiris on the Radiant. And fingers crossed, I thought this game was going to load in straight away, and now we're stuck at the loading screen here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess there's still 20 seconds until we'll see things happening. But yeah, going back to the draft, Turtle has a super greedy strategy. Everybody needs levels, everybody needs farm, and Osiris has the more well-rounded one, going back to the Doom that worked out for them so well in game number 2, grabbing the Visage and Disruptor. I think those are really strong supports. I actually really like Disruptor. I would put him in like top 5 supports. Yeah, and it seems we haven't seen him too much in this tournament, but the times that we have, he's had a pretty big role. And we talked about earlier, again, for the sake of the VOD viewers here, we'll rehash some of the stuff we talked about with the draft. Great pick here against the Wisp, the Nature's Prophet, and even the Clockwork. Connect Field can be good against the Tiny. A great all-around pick to help deal with some of these aggressive heroes on the side of Team Dog. Now on the Radiant, let's just go over this roster. Down bottom, it'll be Pat Soul playing on a Position 1 Doombringer. He will be supported by Willez playing on the Disruptor. Solo mid, it will be Osiris himself playing on the Mirana, Priestess of the Moon. Look at that opener there. 2 pulled tangos, a Wraith Band, and 2 GG branches. Classic supporting on the Visage up top, and he will be supporting Guanzo playing on the Viper. And which courier do you like more? The Wardus? Nibbles the Wardus? Or
he's cute.
Arnabis the Fairy Rapid?
Arnabis, this is a toss-up. These are 2 very adorable couriers. I think the turtle, though. What's the turtle's name again?
Nibbles the Wardus.
Nibbles the Wardus. Look, he's got a little flag and some little backpack. I gotta go with the turtle.
Yeah, the turtle is cooler.
The turtle is pretty bad.
And I haven't seen him as much.
Yeah.
But that's because I play with Fog, and he likes his freaking Arnabis.
So on the Dire side, we do have Team Dog, and we'll see how these lanes settle down. We do have Dog E. I'll stop saying Doge. I think it is actually Dog E, a.k.a. Smugglig, pardon me, on the Clockwork here in the solo safe lane. In the mid, it will be Demon playing on the Invoker, and down bottom, it will be Dogged on the Wisp, Misery playing on Tiny, and Pycat is just going to be a hard jungling Nature's Prophet. Not too often we get to see that, but starting off straight in the jungle. Now, one of the things that was interesting about this draft was the way Invoker was drafted. He was either the 4th or 5th pick, and Doom was a 2nd pick. And generally speaking, Doom is regarded as a counter to the Invoker. So Team Dog very confident in Demon's Invoker ability. Still curious to see if he'll go Quas Wex or Quas Exort.
So Doom will not have free reign on bottom. He actually was not able to grab a big creep due to very nice illusion positioning by Fog. Will block both the big camp and a small camp, so he does resort to the Frost Armor Ogre. Lucky for him, there was not a Golem Spawn. That could have really ruined his day.
Yeah. And the Ice Armor isn't too bad. In solo mid, usually that's what Doom is looking for, but in this role, at least he'll have some armor. He won't get harassed back too much, though. Against a Wisp Tiny, that probably wasn't too large of a concern. So interesting duo lane down here. The Wisp's Tiny versus the Doom Disruptor. And it seems to be off to a relatively even start so far. Tiny is actually 0-0 in terms of last hits and denies. So Misery off to a little bit of a slow start, even though Doom wasn't in the lane from the get-go.
Yeah, Viper getting off to a very good start. 8-1 against this off-lane Clockwork, or safe lane Clockwork rather. And yeah, with Visage up there, there really isn't anything that he can do. And it looks like the spawn is blocked due to a Sentry Ward. They had an Observer Ward just in case. I fully expect them to do a safe lane with Tiny, so they're trying to throw him for the loop, but I don't know if it's worth it. Clockwork is suffering as well as Tiny, like you talked about.
Yeah, and we've talked about how Clockwork can be a big playmaker. He certainly has been throughout this entire tournament, so holding him back is definitely a good way to go. And this, we were talking about before the break, a very greedy draft from Team Dog here. And
it is a Quas Wex Invoker.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's good. That's interesting.
Wow, he's going for the rope with the Magi before the Boots of Speed, though. That's aggressive.
What is that noise?
It's Wisp.
Oh, that's Wisp? Oh, okay. And Wisp actually has a haste rune on. He did grab that 2-minute rune. And yeah, very quiet early game here. But with Nature's Prophet in the jungle, it really limits the power of their lanes. And that's how they're able to just zone this Clockwork out. He is almost level 3, which is something. But 0-0 in total creep score. Not going to be doing much. Meanwhile, Viper basically in free farm heaven, 16-3.
No, TP on bottom. Willis is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet comes down, And will Willez be able to survive this? A nice avalanche connects with both of them. Those spirit balls from the Wisp doing a fair bit of damage as well. They're going to try to finish off the Wisp themselves, but Willez will be the first to fall. First blood goes the way of Pycat.
He had tether in 3, though. He should be fine.
And, yep, there's the tether. Pat Soul not out of the clear yet. Disruptor is porting back into the mix. The toss forward. And Visage has also come to join the fray. I don't think they'll be able to grab a recovery kill.
Nope. No glimpse. If they had a glimpse on either Fogged or Pycat, they would have been able to get a kill. So, nice first blood for Turtle. They're making good use of the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, that's what we've talked about with the Nature's Prophet. He can be pesky when you're in any kind of a potential kill scenario. He can hop in. So this is one nice thing about him being in the jungle. He didn't leave a lane open, didn't give Viper any more room, and just set up the first blood. He was actually the one who grabbed the first blood.
Mid Osiris is about to die.
Oh.
Wow, he just leapt the wrong way, firstly. And secondly, he just tanked a lot of damage without his bottle crow.
Wow. So talk to us about this build from Demon here, going for what should be fast drums, Bracer into
good damage.
Magi. Yeah. It is good damage. But
he has a lot of base damage with this, or he just has a lot of damage, 61. That's really where you kind of lack is your base damage. You have good lane sustain with the Quas, but he has 65 base damage on the Mirana and 63 on the Invoker, so he can actually keep him in last hits. Oh, he gets arrow to the face, though. But he has 3 Quas. I think he's fine.
Yeah, right now Osiris, he is level 5. The Starstorm, only level 2, doesn't do enough damage. But now in comes Fogged as well as Misery. The Avalanche connects. Osiris looking for a leap. He will find it to the high ground, but I don't think it'll be enough. That one last auto attack from Invoker finishes him off. So Team Dog off to an aggressive start here, Merlini.
Yeah, that was a nice rotation. And you're seeing some, like, that's very unusual for Wisp Tiny to rotate before. Yeah. But now Osiris is 0 and 2.
Yeah.
That's devastating for the solo mid run. I don't like solo mid run anyways. It's very easy to dodge arrows, and she is just better. She is really hard to get kills with her in mid unless your opponent just tanks arrows.
Now, it looks like they could pull a lane rotation right now. Tiny and Wisp will keep the mid lane steady while Invoker walks back to the well. There's his Drum of Endurance, and he may pour it down to the bottom lane.
The drums rush, man. Pretty boots.
Interesting. Very interesting. The good thing about that roam for the Tiny Wisp, though, is they got some experience out of it. Tiny is now level 5. He actually takes an arrow to the face. But will they have the damage to make anything out of it? It doesn't look like it. Avalanche flies.
Yeah, the mist.
Another nuke from the Visage. Just not quite enough to finish off Tiny. He'll salve up, get a little bit of that tether regen, and they will rotate back down to the bottom. Yeah, a roaming Tiny Wisp. Very interesting. And, oh, we see that ping on the map. They wanted to rotate in, perhaps. Nope. They will just go back down to bottom.
CS winners far lead for Osiris, though. We see Viper with 37 creep kills compared to the 3 from Clockwork.
Yeah, it's just devastation. And now that he has such a huge lead, he almost has mech already. Headdress and Buckler, his first 2 items after the brown boots.
Even with first blood and the 2 kills, Team Osiris is still ahead in gold.
That's pretty insane. Yeah, 3-0, and they have a Nature's Prophet in the jungle who generally will open up more farming potential and make your lanes a little bit more efficient. Not the case in this game. Viper is just having an absolute field day, and that early mech will help out Osiris quite a bit if they want to start taking some team fights. Doom is also farming very well down here in the bottom lane. He's been basically...
Oh, Osiris with a haste. He's going to run in. He's going to try and catch these 2 off guard.
Oh, no. They'll just whiz by. Arrow.
Totally wrong way. Well...
That's it. Osiris will take an avalanche. The tether back. This is an odd exchange right here. Now Fogged will take a little bit of harassment. They pull 3 heroes out of position. So they find something, open up a little bit of room for that Invoker to farm, but a very odd exchange right there. All the while, Patsol, he's just in free farm heaven.
Yes, he is. So is Viper. So it looks like Jimmy has finally gotten his boots. Probably the phase drums build that we see a lot. Maybe oh, he's going to TP down bottom. They want to kill on Patsol. He is level 6 though.
They certainly do. They'll head forward, and there's the cold snap to start it off. The combo from Tiny, and Doom will get dropped before he can use his ultimate. Now Classic in big trouble as well. The Tornado EMP doing some dirty. And the Moonlight Shadow will buy him some time. They don't have detection. Glimpse used on the Invoker. That will buy Visage the time he needs to survive. A nice Moonlight Shadow. Unfortunate for the Turtle Masters that they had no detection to deal with it. No sentries, no dust, no nothing.
Very fast and well executed kill though. Tornado into Cold Snap and EMP, and the Avalanche toss. They weren't able to react to that at all because of good execution.
They just shut that Tiny down, or pardon me, shut that Doombringer down. Now, Invoker is 3-0, so he has picked up 3 of those 4 kills, and that is great news in terms of the experience chart. He's the highest level in the game, sitting pretty at level 8 right now.
Dire's middle tower
Continuing to have a good presence. Not a bad start for Jimmy.
Yep. Quas Wex is just so strong.
Yeah.
Look how much work he's doing with it.
Really is. Doom does have Arcane Boots now as his first big item. And it does have some bracer, a bracer, as well as that magic wand. Not too much else.
I'm not really sure why he's going Arcane. I don't think he needs it in lane.
Yeah.
And Viper already has the mech, so he doesn't need the mech. I would prefer maybe like a drums or
Is this like a drum Shadow Blade kind of game?
Yeah, I think so. Because they need the damage from him.
Yeah, they need the damage, and they could use a little bit of space creation as well. If he can roam around, maybe with that Shadow Blade, pressure the jungle, not give Pycat free farm. It's possible, but Pycat's been doing well himself. That First Blood Gold, giving him a little boost. He does have phase boots up, 4 GG branches, and getting reasonably close to that Midas if that's the avenue he wants to go for. Hook shot off the mark from Doggy. Oh, how unfortunate. They may have been able to capitalize there. Support coming into the tower. This is going to be a 5-man rotation from Team Dog. Wisp is a little bit far behind, but they will pour it up, and maybe they're going to push. Can't help but think that was maybe a little bit of an overreaction, as now Invoker and Tiny are in the lane.
Yeah, had the hook shot hit, though, it would not have been an overreaction. So,
yeah.
Clockwork just barely missing his hook there, and now their T1 will get pressured on bottom because of that 5-man rotation. But, I mean, they don't really want to go on Guanzo. He has a mech, he has brown boots, he has a Visage to back him up, and he has a few armor to boot. He has 13 armor. So I don't think they can kill him instantly.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy push here. The Glyph will get popped straight away. They've done about half damage to the tower, but okay, EMP flies, Tornado, Viper, okay, does not get caught by the EMP. Wow, that was close, but we'll be able to salve. Moonlight Shadow comes out, and that's all it takes to repel that 5-man push. That was a very expensive half damage on that tower.
Yeah, and Osiris is going to pull ahead on gold because of this. Osiris is heading back mid. He does not have a TP scroll, but at the same time, Guanzo still has to be a little bit scared. He doesn't have treads yet, and Hookshot has cooled back down, and Doom does have a TP scroll in case he wants.
Oh, there's the long-range hookshot. This time it connects with Guanzo. The glimpse back. Kinetic field comes out as well. Mech pops straight away. But this Viper can't do much. He will stand his ground, actually able to survive longer than anticipated. At least makes it a 1-for-1 as they secure the kill on the Wisp. Now that Doom's joined the party, he'll throw the ultimate out on Invoker. But that is one speedy Invoker between the drums and the phase boots. Doom may be regretting those arcane boots. He won't be able to pursue the Invoker all the way down.
And he had Quas on too, 2 Quas.
Yeah, so he will survive. They get a turnaround kill on the Visage. Patsol overcommitting as well. Oh, a bloody disaster for
They needed
Osiris.
OS there. Either they have OS there and they commit to that, or they don't commit to that and OS pushes mid. So Bottom should have been there, or they shouldn't have overpushed.
Well, they did get the tier 1 tower mid. A double damage room was on the bottom, but now Osiris could actually be in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, if he gets the Tornado here, he is dead.
And Demon looking for it. The Tornado flies. It does connect. This Priestess of the Moon is in big trouble. The gold...
He ran into it,
Cold
too.
snap. Yeah, that was just... Oh, wow. This was looking like a fairly even game, but believe it or not, Osiris holding on to a gold lead now as they got the tower. Maybe it'll update after that Marana kill, but they're still doing okay in farm. The experience graph is where it's starting to get scary. Already about a 2,500 deficit.
Wisp is level 6 too. Disruptor not yet level 6, and yeah, with Real OK too, yeah, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Guanzo picking up his treads right now, so he will be a little bit more tanky. But yeah, I mean, Demon has been playing really well this game though. 4-0 and 2, pretty spot on with the rotations and the ganks.
Yeah, that it was just unfortunate watching that whole Doom chasing down the Invoker there with the Arcane Boots. He just wasn't fast enough. The Scorched Earth wasn't doing any damage.
Yeah, Arcane Boots is nice versus EMP Invoker, but at the same time, they need to be able to kill people.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't work out for him right there.
That's what supports are for, the Arcane Booties.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Not the right... I mean, I also like Arcane's better on Doom if he's not playing position 1. If you're that, like, position 1, you're getting all the farm, you just have to do
Guanzo
damage.
is going to get relocated on top.
Oh, no. Demon comes in. The EMP Tornado to start it off. Moonlight Shadow. There's the Wisp. And they need detection, though. That Moonlight Shadow will come in handy.
Yeah, where is the detection on both sides?
Wow. Nothing. They should know by now. I mean, Moonlight Shadow already saved them once. The glimpse back onto Misery, but Wisp will relocate just in the nick of time.
So
that was
unfortunate.
Yeah, that was just one of those, like, it couldn't have been worse timing. If it was a little bit later, they would have been relocated back.
And he wasted his ultimate.
Glimpsed back after the relocate, yeah, but very unfortunate for Osiris. They just can't catch a break here in Game 3 of this series. Filigree weapon pressure the top tier 1, but their bottom tier 1 will fall before they even get to the tower. So now there will be an opportunity for the Turtle Masters to port back, possibly. They don't have a glyph, so it may just end up being a tower for tower exchange.
Ghost Walk lasts for 100 seconds. How ridiculous is that?
Pretty darn ridiculous. I mean, when you go Quas Wex, that's part of the reason why, but yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. That's a long duration.
Yeah. 100 seconds of invisibility. That's longer than level 4 Sandstorm.
Yeah. That is pretty ridiculous, actually. I never realized how well that ability scaled towards the top end if you go Quas Wex.
It's a 100 base.
Oh, it's 100 base? It
Yeah.
doesn't scale upwards?
No.
Jesus.
It's ridiculous.
Jesus.
I know. Tell me about it.
Oh, arrow does fly.
Yeah, I must say this
mark.
Mirana is not having that big an impact. Her ults are being used to save people, but aside from that, she really hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
0, 3, and 0 on her, and has not been able to connect with any arrows. They haven't really got any good Moonlight Shadow initiates either, so it's pretty much just save 2 people.
Oh, Willez could be in some trouble. Gets scouted by the flare, looking for a hook shot. Doggy won't dive into the tower. And oh no, Doom. Arcane Boots into Vanguard. This is not the build they need.
They need
I
deeps.
worry about their damage output here.
Yeah, maybe like Drums Vlad's, I think, with a creep,
Yeah.
with the Alpha Wolf creep. Then they'd be in pretty good position. Invoker,
Yeah.
does he have his 4-staff yet? No. He's pretty close, though.
Yep. Arrow. This one will connect with Doggy on the high ground. Osiris will hop forward. And there's the kinetic field. Looks like Clockwork will pay the ultimate price as he falls, but in comes Invoker, a big EMP. Say goodbye to your mana, Radiant. That is just so irritating. Now you just have to walk around with no mana. You almost have to go back to the well after that.
You do.
I mean, you have
Unless he gets
Arcane
arrowed.
Boots, but uh-oh. Nope, off the mark. You know, Mirana kind of reminds me of Wind Ranger a little bit. If you can land the shackles, if you can land the arrows, you can be a huge playmaker, you can carry the game on your back, but if you can't land those skill shots, you very quickly become a liability.
Yeah. Maybe he needs the DK, the point and click.
The point and click. Yeah.
Well, we see Misery also go for Arcane Boots on the Tiny, which is a little bit surprising, but he does have 2,700 gold in the bank. They need damage from him. They don't really have that much right-click damage. Nature's Prophet does have Midas and... Wow, Midas Phase and 2,400 gold. Where did Pycat manage to farm this? But he has actually not died yet this game.
Yeah, don't forget he was the one that grabbed the first blood, so that got the ball rolling a little bit more quickly in the jungle than perhaps it should have. He had a very early Midas, and since that Midas came out, he hasn't been pressured. They've knocked down 2 towers since, pardon me, 1 tower since that bottom tier 1. That's where that gold's coming from. He is really doing well, though. Almost #1 on the net worth chart, just barely behind Viper.
Oh, here's a Moonlight Shadow. They pinged out. They know because Patsoul was there, and now Top will just run back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And there's a sentry down. This could be a disaster. Clockwork. Oh, pardon me. Clockwork looking for an opening hook shot. Oh no, it's off the mark. Pycat will play a little ring around the Rosie, making it difficult for Osiris. Arrow again off the mark, leaps forward. Starstorm and
now they're gonna go for a kill on OS. He doesn't have leap. He doesn't have Moonlight Shadow. He is gonna die.
Well, the EMP, the Tornado, Demon will secure this kill onto Osiris, but a nice 4-staff outside of the kinetic field. Guanzo does use the mech, keeps Osiris alive a little bit longer. Cogs will push him into the trees. The one last auto attack to finish him off. Now Demon is in trouble. He takes the Doom ultimate, and I think he's going to fall. I don't think he can survive this one.
Yeah, this is a pretty big kill for them. They needed this.
They certainly did.
He might get denied.
Clockwork was able to port out. Actually, is that enough damage? Oh, okay, just barely, but they get it. So a 1-for-1 Mirana for Invoker. Like you said, a big kill for Osiris. That was also a mega kill streak, so a nice bounty going the way of Patsoul. Much needed recovery, but a 1-for-1, still not the biggest deal in the world.
Where's the relocate?
Well, they were busy farming. Misery is just hard farming right now. That's why he went the Arcane Boots. He just wanted to be able to nuke these creeps and burn that mana pool.
That's what Soul Ring on the EO is for, though.
Yeah, well, you make a good point, but 3.5k in the bank. He'll have an egg
Another
scepter
whiffed
before too
arrow.
long.
OS been trying to trace Pycat.
Pycat is definitely in some trouble. The Avalanche actually off the mark. Pardon me. Now Guanzo joining the fray. Fogged. Will tether, but he will get glimpsed back, and Wisp will pay for their struggles here. Osiris not out of the clear quite yet. Misery maybe overcommitting. Pycat throwing down
nice
some
arrow.
Sprout, but the arrow will secure the kill. In comes Tornado, EMP, Cold Snap onto Willez. Disruptor gets caught by the hookshot as well. Doggy helps secure that one. Now Guanzo, he doesn't have the mech up. All he can do is stand his ground and right click, and he will win a right click war. in a vacuum. But yeah, the wand charges, the Invoker nearby. He'll be able to finish off Guanzo. Doggy will fall to the Doom. And what about the Invoker? Whoa, a little hiccup there.
Big bad Invoker.
Yeah, that was a weird exchange back and forth, but it ends up being relatively even. I think Osiris got the better exchange, a 2 for 3, as they did get the kill on Wisp to start that off. But all in all, not the biggest deal, relatively even. And now Demon, oh, the relocate as well. That's a dead Visage. The power of the Wisp Merlini. There we go.
Yeah, they needed more relocate ganks, and they haven't been utilizing it that effectively. I think this could... Ooh, he's about to get doomed, isn't he? Oh, he doesn't have any mana.
Oh, no. What a misplay from the Doom. Moonlight Shadow's still out. But what can he do here? Tiny is still nearby. They might be able to turn this around.
They need the move speed. They don't have any move speed.
Now, Doom has the ultimate available. Does have enough mana for it. Osiris being pursued. Oh, no. He's going to walk right into a sentry. Demon will take the ultimate. Looking to make a great escape, but he's just creating space right now.
They needed one more sentry, though, to kill him. One more.
Oh, a kinetic field. They're committing a lot to get Demon. Support isn't nearby. They were thinking about it, perhaps, but they will just about face.
They wasted 2 sentries, though.
Yeah. And also, Nature's Prophet knocked down the Tier 1 tower mid while that was happening.
Yeah, so Team Turtle Masters are getting ahead on gold right now, which is good. They had the greedy lineup. All they need to do is get past like the first 15 minutes of the game relatively unscathed, and they were actually pretty far ahead. They took down 2 towers as well as a huge kill advantage. It was 8-1 at one point, and now they're in a very good position heading into this mid-game. Doom is not going to be as big a factor as before because he can't catch anyone.
He's too slow, and he just doesn't have a lot of scary items. He went very defensive. He now has Drums of Endurance and also a Plate Mail. He's tanking up. He wants to be that front liner. I guess they're relying on this Viper to do a lot of the damage. Sure as hell not relying on the Mirana because she has very little farm, a Bracer and a Wraithband to her name aside from the Phase Boots. And even the Viper, he does a lot of damage, but he went mech first. A smart choice, but they just don't have a huge amount of burst damage output.
Yeah, they need Scepter on him for more sustained damage. They need, I think, something from the Doom Shivas is probably the next item. But also for the Mirana. Mirana just completed her drums. It's a solo mid. Compare that to Demon, who finished his in like 8. That's a big, big difference.
To be fair, though, he did rush the drums. He didn't even get boots before the drums. Mirana did complete her phase boots first, but definitely a disparity there. Yeah, this is just looking a little bit rough. Even just the double Drum of Endurance, I'm not a big fan. Mirana has one now, as does the Doom. Can't help but feel like...
They need the mana, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like Osiris are just out of their comfort zone here a little bit, playing against the Wisp.
Yeah, and... Oop, they might actually get caught out here on bottom. Oh, a sneaky Nature's Prophet TP in.
Oh, look at that. He is into the base. We'll see the initiation happen down here. Avalanche off the mark. Tiny does now have the Ag Scepter up, also level 11. So of course, the level 2 Grow is now a reality. He's starting to hit harder, and he's cleaving all over. Fog needs to be a little bit careful here. He does have a Tether available, but still a very aggressive position here.
The Visage Birds are coming in, too.
Yeah, teammates are not nearby. Fogged will get glimpsed back into the Static Storm. And wow, oh, almost the relocate, but unfortunately he will fall. Actually dies in the well.
Yeah, what the heck did he die to? Oh, it says he died to Mirana. Was it a Starfall?
It must have been a star. That was a weird, like one of those. The star must have been flocating and then chased him back. That was a weird timing. But again, Space Created, they'll essentially trade their Wisp for the top Tier 1 tower. Hatsol in some trouble. Tornado into EMP. The EMP connects, takes a cold snap as well. But will survive to tell the tale.
Look at Misery's position. He's trying to wrap around from behind.
Oh, he's hungry. Who's going to give it to him? No one. Well, the bottom Tier 1 tower does survive. They don't commit to the push.
Oh, they might glimpse him back, though. Ooh.
They're looking for it, and they won't find it. So, the tower count is relatively even.
Doom.
Oh, yeah. Doom used on the Invoker. Will Doom be able to solo kill him, though? This could end up being another wasted Doom ulti. Pycat teleports in. He'll get glimpsed back, but still, he got what he came for. The Sprout will buy the much-needed time for Demon. Doom ultimate wears off, and that's another wasted cooldown.
Yeah, Doom is not that long cooldown, though. Only 100 seconds, but they might reinitiate.
Yeah. It still gives you that window of opportunity where you know that ultimate's down. You can feel a little bit more safe taking a team fight. Osiris does connect with an arrow onto Pycat in the jungle. Comes in with a Starstorm. And he may find a solo kill on the Nature's Prophet. He does. The Sprout just too little, too late. And he will take a spill. So now Osiris starting to step up his game a little bit. The Tornado flies. And it will be off the mark. Moonlight Shadow comes. Necronomicon units chasing him down. But they will die to the Wrath of Time.
5,000 gold lead for Team Dog. And Roshan hasn't actually been taken out by either team. I think that Turtle Masters can do it very easily. Yeah, they can just Alacrity and Cold Snap and kill it, or just tank it with Tiny and use the Overcharge.
No, that's something we haven't talked about, but Alacrity on Tiny
And Overcharge.
that's dirty.
Look at his attack speed, though. He's taking out these Ancients. He attacks so slowly without anything helping him.
Yeah, perhaps he'll be grabbing an Assault Kuros next, but time will tell. Demon down bottom. He will go solo mode, but there's the relocate. Cold Snap, EMP. I don't know if they'll have enough to finish off Patsol, though. Guanzo ports in. He has the mech, and Tiny will get glimpsed back. They turn it around and make it a 1-0.
Patsol is so hard to kill, though. He has 1900 HP and 17 armor and that gross Vanguard, but he still lives.
Gross Vanguard, you may not like it, but you can't deny it does give you some tankiness.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all it does.
So does a branch.
So does a branch. So, well, yeah, they turn it on. They turn it around. And now, well, Osiris not really picking up too much momentum. At least they've kind of peaked here and sitting around a 4,500 gold lead. I think they're still in good shape, though. Team Dog just have a lot more at their disposal. The Necro book on Nature's Prophet. And even Demon, his farm is looking pretty impressive. He has the Force Staff and Ultimate Orb in the bank already. Probably just pulling up about 2,700 gold until he'll be able to finish up the Sheep Stick. Now, Tornado, EMP. This arrow will fly, does not connect. And Demon, you need to be a little bit careful here, buddy. He'll take a Viper Strike.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And that's it. It will just be a free tower kill for Team Osiris.
Yeah, if he had waited a little bit on the glimpse, then they probably would have killed him. But they didn't have it up after he force-stepped. He glimpsed him back like pretty much in the same position because he got arrowed.
Right. Viper starting to get a little bit more scary. He's now level 13. Does have the
Pykat's soloing Roshan.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Those Necro units, man.
And the medallion.
The medallion makes it pretty easy.
Warriors of the wood.
Crafty. Viper is starting to come online, though. Now that he has the Ag Scepter, he's tanky, and he's starting to hit a little bit harder. That Viper Strike will give them some more sustained damage. Tiny actually comes in as Roche falls and grabs the Aegis. He's also now picked up a Mask of Madness following that Ag Scepter.
I actually like the Mask of Madness.
Yeah, Alacrity with Mask of Madness?
I didn't like the Arcane Boots. I think he should have gotten Trez instead, but with Mask of Madness, he's going to own.
Yeah. Tiny is a very hard carry. And they've given him a lot of space. Looking at the net worth chart, not as great a farm as you would think. He's actually kind of par for the course sitting in the number 5 position. Pycat is the big breadwinner for Turtle Masters right now. Tangoing with the Doom for the number 1 position. Kind of curious what he's going to grab next now that he has the level 3 Necro book. Perhaps Orchid or Sheep Stick, some control items.
Yeah, OS is deep in enemy territory, looking for a kill with that Moonlight Shadow, but unable to find anything. Now looks like Tiny. Oh, he actually sold his Arcane Boots.
Interesting.
He doesn't need attack speed, though. Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, we'll go the Tread.
He should have gotten that in the first place, but
yeah. I think he just really wanted the Arcane Boots for farming. I mean, he was nuking waves like crazy. That's how he farmed his Ags.
Do you have Wisp? If you don't have a Wisp, then yeah, you need a mana item. But with a Wisp, you just constantly get Soul Ring and you're all good. It's overkill.
Yeah, fair enough. Things quieting down here in the mid-game a little bit. 26 minutes in, only 10 to 12. We will see Osiris group up, all 5 in the mid lane, looking to push a tower, but this could be a good time for our dire side Team Dog to try and take a fight. Don't forget they do still have the Aegis up on Tiny. He is down bottom with Wisp right now. They finish off that bottom tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, the rest of the team defends the tier 2 mid handily. Very little damage comes its way.
Tornado might catch him off, though. Oh, actually, he just used
Radiant's Courier has been killed.
So, and the Radiant's Courier gets picked again by Pycat. That's now twice this game. And look at this, they're chipping away at the tier 3. They force out the Glyph. That was just a disaster for Osiris. They lost their bottom tier 2
relocate.
Tower. Lost their Glyph, and uh-oh, here we go. Visage will get left behind. They use a hook shot, relocate on top of him.
Yeah, they're just falling apart now. The high mobility of Team Dog is just a little bit too much, and they lose both familiars too. So yeah, Invoker, he's just very, very fast with the Wex. They have the relocate, they have the Nature's Prophet Sprout, and they have the Clockwork Hook. Those are just very good tools, and they're utilizing it very well. And they've gotten past the hardest part of the game. Now it's just a matter of containing Osiris, getting that farm up on the Tiny, securing Roshans, which they've been doing a very good job of doing, and just creating space. And Pycat has been doing a very good job at creating space.
Yeah, he really has. Clockwork now will have his Ag Scepter up, so that will make things even more difficult. Constant initiation power. And Wisp working towards a mech. Does have the Buckler, so steps in the right direction. Also, Clockwork does have a Blade Mail. And speaking of items, while we're on the subject, Demon is extraordinarily close to that sheep stick. So, I don't know. Osiris, what can they do here? They now have the Shivas up on Doom, but now that Tiny has his Ags, his farm is getting out of control. They can't simply just 5-man down one lane. And a glimpse used on the Tiny. Unfortunately, he doesn't hop back too far.
They need like a blink or a shadow blade on Doom so they can initiate and pick off the split pushers without getting scouted out by treants and whatnot.
Yeah.
He needs an initiation item. That's probably the big thing right now, just because Turtle Masters have been just getting the jump on them all the time. Clockwork into relocate, Tornado into relocate, just Nature's Prophet TPing in, and they've just been getting caught off guard far too much.
Yeah. And 3 smokes now picked up on Disruptor, so it seems Osiris are on the same page as we are, recognizing they're falling behind. They won't win the farm war against the Hand of Midas Nature's Prophet, the cleaving Tiny. They will try and get aggressive here. We'll see how they want to utilize these smokes, but I think it's the right call to try and do something. Pick up some kills, get some control about the map, because sitting back and farming is not what they need to do right now. Nature's Prophet was going to port mid, but decides to cancel it. He's all over the place. Cancel casting, but he will opt for top. No.
He's just
keeping me on my toes here.
Yeah. Well, we also see Mirana going for a Necro Book, and that is unusual.
I noticed that, and I'm not sure what to think about it.
I think they need damage. Where's their physical damage coming from?
Yeah.
Doom does not have the physical damage creep right now, the Alpha Wolf, so he's only sitting at around 120 damage. Mirana, Necro Book, so are also around 120 damage. Viper, he has a mech, he went tank items with Scepter, so he's sitting at less than 100 damage. So, yeah, I mean, where's their damage coming in from? Maybe they have good sustained damage, but not good burst.
Yeah, I worry in this next big team fight. I just don't think that Necro Book on Mirana is going to be able to do anything. Invoker here does have Ghost Walk up. Will bump into Doom. And,
he gets dusted and doomed and dies immediately.
YOLO mode. What was that?
Classic Jimmy.
Jimmy. I mean, he didn't even do anything. He just walked up, got silenced, doomed. I mean, what was his plan? It's not like he had enough damage to solo kill anyone there. Maybe he could have Tornado EMP'd.
It's classic Jimmy, man.
Just classic Jimmy. I'm thinking too far into it. Just
let it go.
Hope. Just
let it go.
Move on. Give it a sigh and
free kill.
Throwing him a bone. Yeah, we've got a lead. You know, it's not Christmas.
Ooh, Arrow comes out on Pikehead. He is caught out.
With a double damage rune on as well. The Arrow stun will actually wear off, and now Doggy comes in. Hook shot onto the Mirana. Kinetic field comes out. Mirana hops out.
Nice.
Doggy
glimpse.
Taking a lot of damage here, but gets another set of cogs off. Pycat still in some trouble. The Tether getting a little bit of regeneration coming their way, but they will just relocate out.
Simple 1 for 0.
Yeah.
Although Nature's Prophet almost died too, so that engagement could have been better for Osiris, but just unable to connect. And the instant glimpse back on a Tiny was what really saved him there. Nice play by Willas.
Aegis will expire out of the inventory of Tiny, so a little bit of a wasted opportunity, but that's A-okay. He'll just be able to right-click and assault Karas. I think that makes up for it. And Mirana will grab a level 2 Necro Book. Jimmy.
I think he needs a BKB, though, so he doesn't get glimpsed back.
Yeah, that's true. I think BKB next item, probably. Now that he's got the attack speed that he needs. Jimmy will throw down an Ice Wall, and that will slow down this push a little bit. Glyph available for the Dire side. I think they can make a hold here. Sheepstick is up on the Invoker. Will use it onto the Doom, and say goodbye to your mana, my friend. Good thing you have those Arcane Boots, because you will need it. Doom Ultimate is available.
Yeah, even with Shiva, he has 1355 mana, and he still runs out of mana.
Yeah. That EMP. They will press forward here. Osiris on the back foot. Tornado does not connect with any of them. Probably could have secured a kill there, but off the mark. Meanwhile, up top, Pycat. A little bit of Rat Dota, perhaps. Osiris will be there just to keep him pretty.
Necro 3 up and just 200 gold on the Mirana. Looks like Roshan is going to respawn anytime in between 1 and 4 minutes from now. Guanzo, I guess he's going hard?
Yeah, it could just be a casual vitality booster, but it is the makings of a heart. Again, tanking up is good if you have someone to do the damage. If one of them needs to go all-out damage. If Doom was going, like, you know, Shadow Blade, aggressive with the Alpha Wolf creep, then, yeah, okay, your Viper needs to tank up. But everyone going tank is... I think it's a scary proposition. I'm not sure how successful it'll be once there's a... I mean, we still haven't really seen a big 5v5 Cataclysmic fight yet. It's been these little skirmishes with relocates and kind of numbers battles over the past.
I want to
10
see a
minutes or so.
Cataclysmic fight.
Yeah, we just haven't seen it yet, and I think when that happens, Osiris will. They just won't have the damage to take the fight.
Yeah, I agree. If Doom had like one damage item or Mirana or both, then they'd be in a pretty good position. Even something as simple as
If anyone
Desolator.
had a damage item,
Yeah.
none of them have any of a classic damage item. It just
Mirana ult.
Moonlight Shadow. Are we gonna get carried away? No.
Getting too pumped for the kills here.
Getting too pumped. Yeah, getting too pumped. I'm ready for it. This has been a weird game. Like it's been a decent amount of kills, 25 and 33 minutes, but it feels like the pace has been very slow.
It
Both
has
teams
been.
have been.
But I mean, that plays well into Team Dog strat though. They have the
Yeah.
greedy lineup. They can farm it up. If they choose passively, then Osiris will probably get split pushed to death and split ganked to death.
I sort of feel like Osiris are maybe underestimating Tiny's late game carry.
Well, what else are they supposed to do though? Like,
yeah.
they've been trying to use Moonlight Shadow offensively, but they've usually been punished for it, or
Yeah.
it just gets avoided.
Yeah, I mean, they are boxed into a corner a little bit. I think some of it is their item choices, but they've just given Misery so much room to farm. He's now #1 on the net worth chart. Well, actually, #2 behind the Nature's Prophet, but he's overtaken the Doom. They just have the map controller now. I mean, look at the ward coverage on the Dire side. Actually, not as great as I would have thought. But they've got one in the jungle, and Roshan is actually now respawned, so they might be able to take a Rosh. There is a Radiant ward on the opposite side of the river, so they can see it. We see the purple pings coming out. They know that there is some trickery around the Rosh pit. They may be suspicious. Doom up on BKB up on Doom now. Steps in the right direction. Still not a big damage item, though.
Yep, not indeed, and yeah, still passively playing about, but Roshan is now up, and looks like Team Dog is going to go for it. Is there a smoke out yet? Nope, they do not. Oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is. They still had those 3 smokes on Disruptor. That's the first one that he's used. Arrow. Off the mark. Nice scouting tool, though. I think this is just bait from the Turtle Masters. They're going to sit at the high ground. They want Osiris to walk in.
Yeah, but if they wrap around with the smoke, they still have 15 seconds. They wrap around and doom the Invoker. He's going to have to buy back.
Yeah. It could backfire, but right now Osiris, you can tell that they're a little bit intimidated. They don't want to step too far forward. Being aggressive would be the right move here, but they're just afraid to overstep. If they get completely wiped here and hand over Rosh, it'll be a rough recovery. Viper Strike comes out onto the Tiny. Arrow flies once again off the mark. That's where the skirmish will settle down. Right now, Pycat is pressuring the top lane with that Necro Book level 3. A lot of units here, so they're going to be forced to make a decision. They're going to have to port back to defend their tier
They have to
3s,
port back now.
or they have to take a fight, or they have to take Roche. They must do something. And Willez will be the one to port back. Still a fair bit of damage done to this tier 3 tower. All of those trees, all those Necro units. They'll force out the Glyph. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though, Moonlight Shadow comes out. Guanzo gets left behind after a hookshot connects. And he will fall. Arrow connects with Doggy, but it doesn't matter. The follow-up isn't there. That was a disaster. Not only do they lose their Viper, but that's a lot of damage on this tower, and they burn the Glyph. And now Roche is fair game.
Yeah, they have a lot of trouble pushing out lanes now because they don't want to put themselves in a position where Clockwork or Nature's Prophet or the reload kick can kill them. But at the same time, they need to push out their lanes, or Pycat's going to keep pressuring them. He has 5,000 gold. I think that's a straight up scythe.
Yeah, there's the ultimate orb, and oh, what do you know? A Scythe of Ice. Boots of Travel now up on the Clockwork as well. He's had his Ag Scepter for quite some while.
Yeah, he's the one with the least amount of mobility. So now that he has that up, I mean, whew, I think that Osiris is just going to slowly lose small engagements, eventually to the point where Turtle Masters can push up their T3.
The Osiris strategy right now reminds me of playing poker and just slowly bleeding. Not having the brass to go all in. You're just kind of slowly calling, throwing in some antes, and they're just kind of slowly getting worn down, shedding some blood here and there. Look at the gold graph. It's just been steadily in favor of the Dire side. They are slowly bleeding out Merlini, and they don't have the late game.
Yeah, did not like the Mirana last pick too. It's just, she just hasn't done that much.
Yeah.
In the Necro book, it's all very questionable.
We were talking about Timbersaw as a really prominent last pick that could
he
have
would
been the off
crush
laner.
these Wisp ganks.
Yeah, I think Timbersaw would have a much more impact than the Mirana in this scenario. That would have forced them to put Viper mid, which obviously they wanted Guanzo on the Viper, so it would have had to switch up their strategy a little bit. But yeah, double damage Doggy. No walk into
I mean,
Willez.
they could have even put Timber mid. Oh yeah, he's gonna get.
Yeah, I
destroyed.
suppose that's true. He will get the Blade Mail off though. Does a lot of damage to Willez. The Wrath of Nature almost enough to finish him off. They use the mech, and he survives. So they will throw him a bone.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meteor. Down bottom.
The meatball.
Yeah. I switched the camera right as it was falling, so there was like half a second of just the entire screen was
Oh,
a giant
Patzel gets
meatball.
sheeped? No, just a sheep EMP. To be annoying.
Just to be annoying. Jimmy doing Jimmy.
Yep. Doom still needs an initiate item, though. He can't, like, get up close and personal with the Invoker.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's just slow. He doesn't have a mobility. He doesn't have a force staff. He's... Yep. Ooh, Sunstrike. Off mark. I do think Team Dog, though, is getting close to that point where they can just brute force a team fight. I mean, Tiny is getting stacked. He still has the Aegis for a little while longer and another 5.5k in the bank. So whatever item he's going for next, he'll be able to grab it soon.
I think
Io.
Manta would be so good. They don't have much clear at all. AoE.
Oh, down bottom. Doom caught in a tornado. EMP once again. Goodbye to your mana. Up top, Doggy needs to be a little bit careful. Will take a slow from the Visage. In comes a Viper Strike.
He just BOT'd in there.
Yeah, he's going to feed again. Maybe he can turn around on Viper. No, just doesn't have enough damage.
Well, I don't know what he's doing out there.
That was, yeah, peculiar. But uh-oh, there's the relocate. That was a big crit from Tiny right there. Disruptor will fall. Now Guanzo taking some pretty heavy damage. Another Viper Strike comes out. Tiny getting kited a little bit right now. He'll get dropped. He pops back up, compliments of the Aegis. But the Doom ultimate used onto Pycat. He'll fall as well. Nothing that Tiny can do. He's just going to get destroyed.
Wow.
He did grab the Daedalus, though. That was the next item choice. That was just a disaster. Why did they relocate in after Donkey was already killed?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure either.
Certainly was not worth a kill on a
That was,
lone
I mean,
disruptor.
Clockwork shouldn't have been there in the first place, though.
Right.
Let's make that clear. But they also should not have relocated in. And Furion TP.
Yeah, that was... I don't know. That's one of those where you just... No man left behind is all for one for all is a good...
I think Invoker needs BOTs, too, so he can be in that sort of position with them.
It's a good moral code, but sometimes it's just better to cut your losses. Pat's soul is turned into a piggy.
He still has 1,000 HP, though. It might look like he doesn't have that much HP, but he has 1,000.
Yeah. And another EMP. So, Invoker, 2,000 gold in the bank. Tiny will just go back to farming. And before that, I would say Wisp does have a Vlad's up, which is nice. We were talking about that item earlier.
Yeah, double lifesteal.
He will grab it. Yeah, I'm a fan. Big fan. And, uh-oh,
He's going to get picked up again.
He's going to get glimpsed back into the kinetic field, into the static storm. This time a tornado comes. Patsol ports in. What are you doing, Clockwork?
I have no idea.
Smuggling.
He's kind of just throwing away the game for them.
I mean, that's 3 just feeds now, back to back, where he's been basically picked off solo.
Maybe he's just getting impatient?
Perhaps. I mean, now Guanzo, he'll be way too far forward, takes an avalanche, but they won't pursue. With Clockwork down, they don't have vision on Osiris. They knew that they were
Dog
in the
might die
jungle.
again. He does have a mech.
He has a regeneration in the bottle as well, but there's the familiar sun. Nothing he can do. Viper grabs a kill. What is this game? All of a sudden, Osiris making a dent in this, what I thought was an insurmountable lead for the Turtle Masters. But
It's never too late to throw.
it's never too late to throw, but boy, they're starting to turn this around. What is happening, Merlini? What is...
Clockwork is just feeding, and then they're having very bad decision making. Like, hey, let's just fight. Like, I think that Jimmy's doing an okay job of like keeping them at bay, like kind of keeping them around their base so that they can't actually push. But as soon as one of their players makes a mistake, it seems like everyone else just follows suit.
Yeah, tornado off the mark. Out comes the EMP, and Willez will take some damage. Tiny comes in, will finish him off. Now Guanzo taking heavy damage as well. Doom joining the battle, drops the ultimate onto the Invoker, will burn his BKB as well. Trying to secure this kill on Jimmy. They'll get it as Visage comes in with that one last nuke, but now the BKB is off. Moonlight Shadow is worn off. Doom could be in some trouble. It will be Visage that gets turned upon.
There they go.
So yeah, nice 1-for-3 exchange. Exactly what they needed.
Yep. Not really sure what started that fight out, but yeah, now this is good. Now they have a lot of damage on that T3 in mid. They can take down the C2 very easily, secure next
and
Roshan.
Double damage here at the top rune spawn. Tiny with a double damage at this point in the game with a Mask of Madness is
And an AC
devastating.
and overcharge.
Yeah, I mean that is, and potentially Alacrity. That is devastation. Like,
Radiant's middle tower has
but they won't go
fallen.
for the double damage. It looked like it was scouted out by one of the treants, but I guess they're just going to keep on keeping on here. Doom is up. Shiva's to start things off. Tiny, target of choice. Arrow will connect with Tiny.
Nice
though he gets
arrow.
glimpsed back. Perfect timing on that. Tiny in no man's land. Oh, with the relocate just in time.
Radiant's
But
middle
obviously,
tower
Wisp
is
will be
under
coming
attack.
back, and
He did.
sorry, EO.
How long until his death?
Just moments.
That was totally worth it, though. They needed to save the Tiny. They can't afford to use a Tiny buyback, especially with Roshan respawning very, very soon. 1 to 4 minutes from now. Pycat, he is closing in on 6 slots very soon. Tiny also closing in on 6 slots very soon. Invoker, he's getting a Lincoln's. He is tired of getting doomed.
Yeah, Lincoln's is a good ability to deal with Doom, and we see a little dent in the gold draft, but still 15,000 in favor of Team Dog. They're still in okay shape, even though it seemed like they were starting to throw a little bit. There's the Lincoln's up on Invoker. That should help him out a little bit.
He doesn't have a buyback, though, which could prove to be very important
Dire's
if
middle
Roshan
tower is under attack.
gets initiated on.
Yep, mid tier 2 tower on the Dire side of the
Dire's
map
middle
does fall.
tower has
Tornado
fallen.
EMP, but Mirana survives as she leaps away. Or survives with her mana intact, I kind of meant to say. And Nature's Prophet will just kind of waddle away, continuing to pressure this top lane. This top tier 3 tower is actually pretty low, down to about 500 hit points or so. Pycat's done a good job just continuing to shove Necro Books in there and keep that lane.
Oh, he's getting wrapped around. Willis is around there. Oh, no, he's just buying something at the secret shop. Going for that Scepter. Scepter is so good on Disruptor, but the problem is it's just so difficult to
So
farm
hard
it.
to get. Yeah, and he's still a ways off. He needs about another 1,800 gold, and it'll be a long time coming before he has it. Tornado will actually connect with the Viper, but that's a long range. The range on Tornado is just ridiculous.
3,200.
3,200, baby. It's a big number. That is really long range. So, Tiny with another 3.8k in the bank. He's got the crit stick as his last item. I think you're right about the Manta, though. That should probably be on the radar. A little extra attack speed, the movement speed.
Wow, he hit for 1022 on the poor Troll Hill Berserker.
Yeah. He's
Wow.
got some big crits coming. And now Demon pressuring the top lane. It's sort of an odd playstyle from the Dire side. They have such a farm advantage. They have so many items to their name, but they still are just so wary about taking a team
OS,
fight.
he has leaped into there. This is the go.
Yep, Demon. He's in big trouble. Necro Book popped by the Mirana. He's already burned his force
Sheep the
staff.
Necro Book.
Lincoln's is already down. And Ghost Walk, arrow, off the mark.
Oh, what a play. He sheeped the Necro Book so that they couldn't see him during the Ghost Walk.
Oh. Big Jimmy making big plays. Jimmy Army.
Heaven's
Demon Army.
Halberd up on Doom.
Rock it on.
Interesting. Another interesting choice. I still think Doom needs damage items. Uh-oh, Doggy, hook shot onto the Visage. Sunstrike as well into the Cogs. Tickles. And, oh no, the arrow connects onto Clockwork. And another Clockwork feed. Wow.
Clockwork feed. We need a scoreboard for that.
Yeah. Hey, we've got
Demon's actually trying to kill Classic.
we've got our chalkboard here. Classic will get cheap. Demon on the low ground. Misses a couple of auto attacks. He will just about face. Team Dog. Meanwhile, down bottom, Tiny Wisp are getting engaged on by Doom. He finishes off the Wisp. And Tiny, he will try to escape, and I think he'll survive. So Visage actually gets picked by the Invoker when it's all said and done. Was that? It must have been a Sunstrike.
Yeah, it's Sunstrike right here.
Yeah. So, weird. Just weird engagements happening here. This is an odd stalemate, even though it feels like the Dire side has a large advantage.
Wow, Doom has BOTs and Arcane Boots. Like, he has both of them. He didn't choose to disassemble.
That's so strange.
I think he could use an AC. AC would be pretty good. It
Why
gives
would
him
you
good amount
not
of
just
damage.
disassemble the Arcane Boots? This
Beats
is a
me.
really strange Doom build. Like, just the whole lot of it. Like, Arcane Boots into drums.
He had
BKB.
Vanguard. He sold it.
Yeah, he had a Vanguard, then he sold it, and then he got Shivas, then into BKB. Now double boots into a halberd. I don't know what to make. I don't even know how to analyze that. It's just strange. It's sort of a little bit of everything. He's got some tank, a little bit of damage, and he's got like the control from Heaven's Halberd, little evasion. The only thing he's just lacking is damage.
Utility, man.
And he does have speed aura again, which is a little bit strange.
I think he needs a wolf this late into the game.
Yeah, it's about that time. The crit is just so good. I mean, the armor, the damage is good too, but the crit
Yeah,
just,
they're both really good.
Yeah. Moonlight Shadow is out, and Roshan has respawned. This is a big Rosh right here. This is third Rosh.
Yeah, he BOT'd onto the familiars.
And Team Dog, they are grouped up on the dire side of the pit. Luckily,
There's a heart on Viper, so
an
they do
advantage
not
here.
want to go on Viper.
Yeah, definitely not your target of choice. Clockwork, thought I heard a hook shot, but I guess not. This is an odd stalemate once again. The only one not with him is Pycat. He is pushing up top on that Nature's Prophet, just trying to create space, just like last time. Not a bad strategy, though they have to be careful about how they choose to engage this. Clockwork will scat out the Roche pit. Both sides know that there is no commitment so far. Everyone is just so passive here, Merlini. Both sides are afraid to get caught.
Yep, Patzel's going to go out to push out left lane, and he has BOT, so they can't actually take advantage of the rotation from the Doombringer.
Yeah. Pycat won't be able to break the base. He is just pressing forward, but will be forced back. With the Visage Familiars, is between the Rocket Flare from Clockwork and the Familiars from Visage, both sides just have so many ways to look into the base, but oh gosh, Pycat, he ports in here. They're going to relocate on Patzel, and this Doom is in big trouble. They started off with the Sheep. They've got him stuck in the Sprout, but he's one tanky mother. He pops the BKB. He's just going to turn around on the Wisp. He's thrown the ultimate out. That may be a kill onto Fogged, but he will not survive. They finally end the Doom dominating streak. Nature's Prophet grabs that bonus gold, and now Willis maybe in some trouble. No, team support is there. Pycat is the one that's in trouble as the Static Storm comes out. He falls to the Mirana. Now Doggy, he's in trouble as well, taking a lot of damage from this Visage. He hook shots and crafty play. It just won't be enough. It ends up being a 1 for 3. The tanky Patsoul falls, but they get the Wisp, Nature's Prophet, and Clockwork.
So, firstly, I don't know if Tiny should have been relocated back with him. I don't know if he could cancel it during the Doom, but he got relocated back and he got denied, and then they were forced to fight without the Tiny and without the Invoker. Invoker still no BOTs, which I'm very surprised at. If he had BOTs, he could be at the fight, but they're fighting not 5 strong at any of these fights. And it was a questionable decision to go on the Doom in the first place because, as you said, he went all tank items and then they relocated and sheeped him. But he's still super tanky, was able to get a return kill in a 3-on-1 situation.
And they see this Radiant Courier. Demon wants it. He's hungry. He wants rabbit for dinner. And he's not going to... Oh, or will he force that forward? That's the 3rd time the Radiant Courier's been picked off this game.
Yeah, fly it over the trees, man.
Wow. They
Fly
did
it
have it
over
over
the
the
trees.
trees, and then it just went back. You did have the Willis Staff of Wizardry, so not a big deal. He still doesn't have the Ags complete anyhow, waiting on the Blade of Alacrity.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, am I wrong in thinking that our Dire team could actually just take a 5v5 fight if it truly was a 5v5 engage? I really, like, all they need is a good hook shot in, and oh, Osiris, he has no mana. He's going to go to the Secret Shop. At least he bought an item before he's going to die
he
here.
has Necro Book.
But he still has a lot of unreliable gold. And the Tornado will
nice.
just clip him. But Demon, oh, the hook shot into the Necro Book. Don't overcommit here, doggy. Don't make the same mistake you have been. Doom will BOT in. Nice set of cogs coming out. The Static Storm flies for good measure, but they won't be able to secure the kill. No glimpse.
Oh, S narrowly dies as a kill from Pycat, too.
Wow.
It's pretty big. And now they go into the Roche Pit immediately.
Yeah.
This thing is getting taken down fast.
Yeah, this Tiny does a lot of damage. They'll be able to finish off Roche. Tiny with
Roshan
4.5k in the bank.
to the dire.
They might be able to take a fight here if they have to. Cheese is down. Who picks it up? It is Pycat. Can the familiars deny the cheese?
I believe so. They
Okay.
can deny both.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah,
So
he just resummoned too, so this is very bad for him. He loses all 3 of his familiars. He won't have it up for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Wow. That's true. That is actually pretty big. But I really think Team Dog could take a 5v5
Well,
fight.
now they definitely can
Yeah.
with Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah, this is their time to do it. They've got BKB up on Tiny. It still has 9 seconds. And as long as they find a decent initiation, just hookshot in on someone.
They have 2 sheeps too.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't do it now, I don't know if they'll be able to. Even Mirana is now transitioning into a carry. She's got a Butterfly and a Manta to go with that Manta
Yeah,
style.
she farmed it real fast
Yeah.
after that Necro Book.
She really did. She was so far behind, and now it's kind of a triple core on the side of Osiris. Finally, they can do it. Meanwhile, up top, relocate onto Patsoul. Is this going to be a rinse and repeat of last time? Moonlight Shadow comes out. Wrath of Nature flies. They finish him off. This could be big. Is there a buyback on Doom? There is. So not all hope is lost, but that was a pretty big kill. A nice way to start off this push.
He's gonna be forced to buy back.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's a big push coming in.
Yep. Meanwhile, down bottom, Demon is trying to do a bit of split push. He's got about 3.6k in the bank also. A lot of buyback gold available except for basically just the supports. Uh-oh, Osiris will get cold snap. Those Forged Spirits doing some right clicks. Just trying to create some space and pull him out of position as the rest of the team not committing to the base. I think they should commit at least enough to force the buyback.
Yes,
on Doom.
that is definitely what they should do right now. I'm not sure why they haven't pressed their issue harder. I think one part of it is because Demon's always on bottom. He needs to be with his team sometimes, especially during times like this. If they don't force a buyback, that kill was really for nothing.
Yeah.
And they have the Aegis and the cheese. By the time they find an opportunity like this, the Aegis might be expired.
Yeah, I mean, since the changes to buyback in 6.79, it's so crucial just to even feign the pressure, just fake it so that you can force the buyback, even if you don't want to commit to the push. That's all you have to do. Even if they could force out the glyph, that would be a victory here. And instead, they will just retreat Doom up in 20 seconds. He will not need to buy back any longer.
I wonder what he's getting with the Vit. I guess a heart. I was hoping Atos.
Probably at heart. I would be shocked and surprised if it was an Atos, but you never know. You never know. BOTs are now up on Demon, so he will take heed to your advice here, my friend. And also Pycat now transitioning into more of a hard carry build from this Nature's Prophet Necro Book opener. Now has an MKB up, sitting in the bank, the Sheepstick, and also a Daedalus of his own. So this Nature's Prophet, he's hitting for 350 right now, and he still has 2 Javelins sitting at...
And he gets buyback.
Yeah, at the base. So
He's 6-slotted.
Pycat is, yeah, he's a machine right now.
He is actually not even #1 on net worth, though. Tiny is.
Yeah. Not by much, but he is ahead of him. I mean, look at Tiny. He's got 8k gold in the bank right now. Aegis despawning in about 3 minutes. Just they need to just burn this Aegis, and then he can grab some.
Well, he's wasted so much gold, though, because he bought the Arcanes, he sold it. He bought the Mask of Madness, and he sold it, too. So he could be richer.
Team Dog are executing this very strange. I'm having trouble understanding why they're playing this so passive. Yes, they have the late game advantage. Tiny is the ultimate hard carry.
Yeah, but
here,
they're maxing out though. That's a big problem.
There comes a point where you're maxed out and you're just giving the other team an advantage because they can max out more of their heroes.
Yeah, I mean, Disruptor even has a scepter. That's big. You can't BKB on Tiny.
That's really big.
Yeah, you can't mech, you can't force staff, you can't sheet people.
This is actually a rare treat. I've had a couple people email me asking about Ag Scepter on Disruptor, and the answer is always...
It's ownage, but you can't farm it.
Yeah, exactly right. And, well, now we'll get to see it, folks. So if you've been curious about how well this works, I don't think we've seen it in action yet since he's been able to...
It actually increases duration, too, so it's 5 to 7 seconds. And that's a lot. That's a lot of silence and just staying in the kinetic field.
Yeah. Kinetic field only lasts for 4, but still. Oh, no, that's Glimpse. I'm sorry. Yeah, still, they're both 4 seconds.
Yeah, this spells ownage.
So, and BKB up on Clockwork now. This is a strange game. It's all on the line. 55 minutes in. Maybe that's the explanation for the passivity. You do see in games where there's a lot on the line, teams recognize it's better to be more defensive, let the other team make the misstep that you can capitalize on instead of being the team forcing the issue and risking.
Well, they should have thought about that in game 1 and game 2.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just, that's the only way I can reason it. It's strange to see them playing this so ultra passive.
But Osiris has been playing it right, I think.
Oh yeah.
Looks like we have a disconnect, but
20,000
gold lead on Turtle Masters and still unable to close the game out. Like, they haven't even come close to taking a Rex.
No.
And Aegis is going to expire in
about a minute and a half.
Yeah, that's not enough time. They didn't even force a buyback on the Doom. I'm just so surprised.
I'm at a loss for words on that one. Yeah,
you have to be able to capitalize on mistakes of your opponents or good plays that you make on your own. And they didn't. They just didn't do it.
Yeah. What's that old saying that a kill is great, but it's more what does that kill open up? Does it open up a max objective? Can you get a tower? Can you get Roshan? Can you get some barracks? Can you force a buyback? A kill just for the sake of a kill, especially at this stage in the game,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. That little bit of gold and experience they got is just what difference does it make? If that 20,000 gold that they have to their advantage isn't enough, then one kill on a Doom sure as hell isn't going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, as the gold gets more skewed of Team Dog, it's misleading because of their 6 slots.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, I mean, Tiny has 9.2k gold in the bank right now, and he's sitting with that Aegis.
Yeah, you turn it in BOTs, maybe replace your BKB, get like a Butterfly or a Manta, and
then what?
And then what? You farm for nothing, or you push the base down and take the Rex.
Farm for buyback.
He already has buyback. Interest. He has BOTs. He has Butterfly if you want to.
He's got buyback and then some. Yeah, there just comes a point where
you have to use your gold.
Yeah.
And Pycat, he's gonna sell his 4 staff or something else. Maybe get BOTs instead of. Does he even need BOTs? I don't know.
Not really. That's a good question. Does Nature's Prophet even need BOTs?
You can probably sell your phase and go like Manta so you can help split push.
Yeah, go without boots.
I don't know, man. It's questionable.
This
They're getting maxed out. What do they do now? They can't play the same way they've been playing 10 minutes ago because Osiris will get ahead in that regard.
Yeah, and even though Tiny, if we take a look back in the game, even though he is kind of the ultimate hard carry here in this game, eventually Osiris, if like they have more six-slot heroes, kind of like Mirana is going to eventually become a hard carry. Viper is going to be scary when he's six-slotted. He's working on probably an Assault Kuros, which will be good. And Doom, he's not six-slotted yet, but he will be.
He has his heart if he wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
Guanzo has his AC on Viper if he wanted to buy it right now. In OS, like he transitioned so nicely from the Drums Necro, which is utility and no damage, into Butterfly Manta and 5,200 gold. So if you got a crit too, they could own.
Okay, MYM Dog, what is this game? That's a good question. I'm asking the same thing myself.
I think that Invoker was trying too hard to split push instead of just pushing, and I think that same with the Tiny too. They've been like looking too hard for engagements instead of just barreling down the lane. Like, why don't they just gather as 5 and push with a gold lead? Like, I can understand if they don't have a gold lead because they don't want to risk of losing a team fight, and they're not really utilizing the relocate very well, because the split push is where that strength comes in. But like with a 20,000 gold lead with Aegis and Cheese, that is the time to strike. Like, you're not going to find a better opportunity.
Yeah. And they keep trying to do this like Rat Dota split pushing where either Demon is in one lane or Pycat's in another. And, I mean, I said it 15 minutes ago. I think they can just take a straight-up 5v5 fight. Have we even seen a 5v5 engage in this game yet? It seems like
sometimes it's been close.
It's been close, but every fight has started out as like a 3v2 or 3v1 gank, and then supports come in. But we haven't actually seen that 5 players barreling down the lane and then the other 5 engage. And I think that would be good.
Team Osiris is still very resilient, though. They haven't made any game-ending mistakes, too. Like, Dooms gets caught out, but he has BKB. Or he has buyback, rather. And, like, Viper gets caught out, but he has buyback, too. So they're not making any huge mistakes, and they're playing it well.
Right. And to some degree, I mean, against, like, this kind of global strat where you have everyone with BOTs, you've got the Nature's Prophet, you've got a Wisp, people are going to get caught out. It's inevitable that someone's going to get caught out, and they've minimized the amount of times they've been caught out. And when they have, it's been on targets where they're either tanky enough to buy time for support to come in, or it just ends up being not that big of a deal. I'd almost call that Doom one a little stroke of luck on their side, though. He should have been forced to buy back there. That's just a misplay from Dog, I think.
Yeah. So I think that Osiris, they did not play very well in the first 15, 20 minutes, but apparently that's not where they shine, because every single game I've seen them in, they've pretty much gotten outplayed in the first 15,
Doing it Na'Vi style, they have to go down, and then it kicks them into momentum, and then like lose game 1, and then just plow through games 2 and 3.
But 20-plus minutes, they play very well. They don't make that many mistakes, and that's sometimes people that say what Dota's about, who makes less mistakes.
And we mentioned it earlier, they really seem to be resistant to tilt, because a lot of these games, it seems like they're really far behind, where a lot of teams, you can see it. Once they start to fall behind, it just gets worse.
They take extravagant risks.
Yeah, they lose their composure. They try and I have to get this kill, or you see them start to hesitate what would normally be a kill. They start to second guess themselves. But Osiris are the complete opposite. They start to fall behind, and they kind of tighten up. They go, all right, guys, that was bad. You got to, like, come on, Osiris, you got to start landing some arrows. Lo and behold, he starts nailing some arrows.
Yeah, he was 3 and 4. Now he's 10 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, the Mirana has had the biggest turnaround so far in this game.
Well, Clockwork is back in this game. We should be jumping in very shortly.
I hope so. Wisp is still disconnected, though.
Oh, it's Fog. He's the one who always leaves, and then once a guy joins in, he comes back in.
I forgot about that. That's still so weird. Yeah.
Well,
pause. Sorry, guys. I'll see you later.
Get used to it.
Get used to it. I mean, I'm sure he's done basic troubleshooting, but maybe, like, what could be causing it? Just reinstall Dota, wipe your Steam folder, and do a fresh install.
Buy a new computer.
Buy a new computer, yeah. Sell your potato and upgrade to a i7.
So, EG's new roster has been announced?
Yeah, isn't that exciting? So, Sad Boys, officially evil geniuses.
I don't think that comes as a surprise to anybody.
No.
No.
No, not really. That was... Yeah, not the biggest surprises. But
the G has come out.
G to the G.
How long do you think this game's going to last? I think the over-under is probably 65.
65. Well, based on how Turtle Masters have been playing, if they don't do crippling damage with this Cheese and Aegis, I think we're easily going to 65 minutes. I think if they do crippling damage with the Cheese and Aegis, this game could end pretty quickly if they take a good team fight.
So what's your over-under?
Over
68? 67, 68 is probably better.
Yeah, I think so. It really depends on how they use this Cheese and Aegis. That's going to be the big
but they haven't
defining
been,
factor.
so.
But they haven't been, so I think it's going to go late. I think it'll go to the next Roche. That's my prediction. So, all right, we're going to resume here. Moonlight Shadow is used straight away. And let's try and get a handle on where everyone's positioned here. It looks like the Turtle Masters are grouped up around
Demon!
bottom. Oh, no, up top. The Static Storm comes out. Demon will scoot out of it. And he survives for now.
His Lincoln saves him.
Yeah, wow. So, some space is created here. Now, Doggy coming in. Hook shot will connect. We've got another pause here. Strat pause, so...
Willis is dead.
Yeah, Willez, Potom fucking AFK. That's
a big deal.
Wow.
Wow. Well, it's not that bad. He can just TP down. The glyph is just used, so he has 30 seconds. If he immediately TPs to bottom, they can prevent maximum damage from their racks. But, yeah, OS, man.
He Moonlight Shadowed straight away. I guess that was one of... No.
Wait, yeah, he
he's
did
AFK. How did he...
I have no idea. I'm confused, too.
I don't buy it. But
He Moonlight Shadows and then AFKs.
yeah, Moonlight... All right, guys. I got to go get a drink. I'll see you. Good luck.
Yeah. Well... I don't know, man. So,
right.
The way that things are about to unfold, it's going to be...
Willis is dead no matter what. There's no doubt about that.
Well, technically, he could get Force-Staffed out. Does anyone have a Force-Staff, though?
Doom does not. Visage
no.
does not.
Does he have a buyback? He doesn't have a
not.
buyback either, so that's actually pretty devastating.
And, well, his ult is also on... Like, everything's on cooldown as well. He blew his ult there trying to finish off Invoker. So even if he dies, it's not like having a buyback would help too much. I mean, yeah, Glimpse Connect Field is good, but Static Storm was wasted. And that could really... Maybe this game won't be so long. This could be the final push right here.
Yep,
with Disruptor down, his ultimate is so crucial, and with it wasted, that really hurts. So the rest of the positioning, down bottom, we've got Tiny, almost level 25, pressuring the Tier 3 tower. Fogged is down here, as is Pycat. There is a no glyph. Did they just burn the glyph? Okay, they just popped the glyph before the pause, and the graphic hasn't started yet. So the glyph will buy them some time. It will be a 5v4 on the field. Mirana's in bad position here. I mean, basically, the entire duration of the glyph will be Mirana TPing.
Yep.
So they should be able to do some crippling damage to either this bottom tier 3 tower or this top tier 3 towers. They're both reasonably low. And this is that point where Tiny is... I mean, look how hard he hits. It's like a good 500 in auto attack if he crits.
Okay, bottom's here. We're good.
Okay, here we go. So what do we want to look at?
Wait, no,
we'll
it's a
watch
sec.
Willis die.
Willis is going to die. You should also watch where Pump TPs. I suspect he'll TP, like, right here-ish.
All right. See, Merlini calls it. All right, so here we are. We do resume. Will is stuck inside the cogs. Potom does not TP. Instead, we'll just throw an arrow.
Oh, arrow! Huge arrow on Demon!
Okay, they secure a kill down there, but up there, down bottom, the tier 3 tower has fallen. Racks are getting devastated by Tiny. He's putting his branch in places it doesn't belong. BKB's been popped. Guanzo taking heavy damage now. The BKB's down for Tiny. He'll take a lot of damage. Aegis will be reclaimed in 30 seconds. This is the
He's going to get doomed too immediately afterwards. This is terrible.
Oh, no, they saved it. But up top, Mirana actually does fall to the Nature's Prophet. Now she'll buy back. The top tier 3 tower did fall. Meanwhile, down bottom, the Doom comes out on Tiny. He's just going to...
Do you see his attack speed?
Oh, my God.
He was Grave Chilled and he was Viper Struck and Poison attacked. That's really funny.
Okay, so to clear up what happened there, Mirana did actually buy back. Doggy, not out of the clear yet. Osiris should be able to... Oh, the hook shot back, but still
the arrow still hit him.
Yep, he still got the stun. And Osiris, he might still be able to secure this kill.
His
There are BOTs up.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nicely played.
Yeah, well played by Doggy. But the damage has been done. The bottom melee racks did fall, and the tier 3 tower up top fell as well. They burned the Aegis. I think it was a worthy use.
Yeah, they didn't use any buybacks. Tiny has 10k gold.
Yeah. 10k gold. Now
It's not often you see 5 digits.
Yeah. Satanic now up on Pycat, and they did force a buyback onto the Mirana. Of course, the glyph was also used as well. So I think it was a victory across the board for Team Dog, and they can...
Still, that's not crippling damage, though. This is damage. It's not crippling damage.
Yes, okay, fair enough. But I think they're in a position where they could take another fight and just try and press into the base. The Cheese was also burned that fight.
I wonder who wins in a man fight, Viper or Tiny. I think Viper wins.
That's hard to say, yeah, because of the attack speed difference.
He has Viper Strike, though. Viper Strike on 12-second CD. That's
yeah, that's actually
enough.
Really good point. I don't know if Tiny can win that. My other question is, what's Tiny going to grab now? What's his next big item? Is it on the courier?
Satanic, Butterfly,
It will
or
be a Butterfly.
Manta. One of those three, I would say.
He's going to Butterfly it. He's got the pieces, and he will fly over it. Yep, there it is. Courier picks it up for him.
Butterfly's so good on Tiny. Yeah, he's a strength hero, but the evasion and the attack speed is incredible.
The effective HP you get from it is insane.
Yep.
And it's a big DPS boost. It's good all around. There's no doubt about it. Hook shot back. And Doggy plays with fire, but he survives.
So he still has 4.3k gold on Tiny. So I guess he can rebuy his I mean, he still has an 8-second BKB, though. He doesn't need to buy a new one.
Yeah, not for a while.
I don't really think BKB does that much for him, though. Like,
well, down bottom, it did make it basically so he could just focus the racks for that 9 seconds.
He still got destroyed, though, right?
Well, he got destroyed after the barracks were down, though.
Right,
that was what
true.
it allowed him to just stand there and let
He can just
Doom
Vipers. Yeah, I don't know who was down there quickly, though. But Viper, yeah, Viper's pretty good versus BKBs.
Yeah. But that was basically what it did there. As soon as the BKB wore off, though, Tiny was
Can they just suicide on the racks at this point, though?
I think so. I think they could. But they could also play it safe and try and wait for the next Roche. It will be coming up pretty soon.
Pycat going for Mjolnir or an AC? They already have an AC.
Yeah, it has to be a Mjolnir.
Does he need a Mjolnir? Well, Doge looks like... Oh, he's going to get glimpsed back.
Oh, the hook shot.
Wait,
right as he gets glimpsed.
Wow, that was next level. That timing.
Yeah, that, like... He
What in
basically
the
hook
world?
shotted as soon as the glimpse procced, so that he was like... he basically never got affected by the static storm. That was insane.
That wasn't...
That's like the kind of timing you can't even... I don't know if you can replicate that. That's so...
Pat Soul on bottom.
So clutch, yep. He will get sheeped. He's going to take a lot of damage. Here comes the relocate. This is a huge kill onto the Doom. Does he have a buyback available? He does. Moonlight Shadow is still out. This could be the moment of truth for Team Dog.
Three-man tornado.
That is a big tornado. Doggy in the mix. Doom will buy back. They use the dust.
He pushed him out of the cog with the deafening blast.
Oh,
Radiant's
wow.
middle tower has fallen.
Throwing Osiris a bone right there. Uh-oh, but in the base, there's going to be another initiation from Tiny. He's trying to poke Willis. He gets doomed. He will fall. And now the rest of the fight will transpire down bottom. Pycat, he's taking a lot of damage here as well. They're going to get cleaned up. They will be repelled.
That was all for 1T3.
That was not worth it. Roshan is also now up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Nature's Prophet is he does not scale well with items at all. Yeah, sure, he can farm a lot, but if it actually comes to even net worth, he loses terribly in a man fight. And he got Viper Struck, he couldn't do anything.
Yep.
Like, at all.
And now Doom, he'll pick up a sheep stick now. So he just keeps rotating these items. He keeps buying them and selling them. And, well, I think a sheep stick is a good choice here. But Demon, you are playing with fire, my friend.
Demon, oh, if he gets caught out here. Oh, wow. They thought, oh. Wait.
Ooh, almost dusted.
They thought he ran up instead of right. I
Yeah.
guess that nighttime vision, man.
Yeah, that nighttime. Wow. So now that Roche is up, we see a ping coming out from Osiris. Obviously, they are well aware.
At least Dire is being very stingy with their buybacks.
Look at this Necro books.
They're going to rat them to death.
Wow.
This is Demon's idea. I know it.
This is
This is
I
Demon's
know it.
idea.
This has Jimmy all over it.
It does. It really does.
I mean, they are at the point now where all the tier 3s are down. It's just 2 exposed racks. They can just Necro book Zerg.
Yeah, they do so much damage, though, if left unchecked with Nature's Prophet and relocate on Tiny. So all they need to do is wait for one of the lanes to push in and then relocate with BKB and just eventually siege down the towers. So, or the racks, rather. So I think that this is actually a pretty smart play because they can't really win straight 5-on-5s.
Yeah, there was a window where they could, but they
Guanzo's
just
going for
waited
the
too long.
solo Roche. No?
He'll poke at it, but
He
now
can solo it. I'm pretty
he
sure at this
ventures
point.
out. Yeah, but look at this. Oh,
Radiant's
Jimmy,
top
you
barracks are
rat.
under attack.
You can't let the
Radiant
Ratskis get away with that,
structures
man.
are
Look at him. He's just
fortified.
poking in.
Oh, no, he got glimpsed back.
Oh, Jimmy. You're going to be having a bad time here.
He's so fast. He's hasted.
He really is. Invoker actually kills the Disruptor as well. Meanwhile, in mid, they just finish off the racks. They're just going to brute force it. All they needed was a distraction. Tiny BKB on. He's going for the tier 4s. Meanwhile, up top, Clockwork actually comes in. They secure a kill onto the Visage. Now Doom and Viper, they come in. Tiny, he went for the tier 4s, and it cost him everything. There's 1 melee racks remaining. Will they be able to Zerg it, or will it stay alive? Doggy, you're in some trouble. He's got a hookshot available, but he is just so slow. Can't find an opening. Mirana will clean him up. This is turning into a strange game, Merlini.
Wow, does this... Oh, I was about to say, does this ward not get seen?
Now Nature's Prophet, he'll just go for Roche. He's got him Mjolnir up.
Demon might actually get caught here if someone BOTs on those birds.
Wow.
Nope. Yeah, he's so hard to catch, though. He is so fast. 478 move speed.
Yeah, he really is. He's ridiculous.
Well, that's an easy Roshan. And they still have buybacks, though. And let's see. They only have 1 Rax left and 1 T4. So I think this is pretty much over for Osiris. I think it was straight 5 on 5. They just straight go for buildings. Just completely ignore everybody. Just go for the buildings, and eventually you'll win, especially with the clip down. I think they could just do it right now, actually, once Tiny's up.
Yeah, Tiny still has not bought back, so he's got it off cooldown. They're playing their cards right. He still has 6.4k gold in the bank, and Doom's buyback is still on cooldown with Cheese and Aegis. Who actually grabbed the Aegis? Is it just sitting there?
No.
Who picked it up?
Someone picked it up. No.
Did they just kill it? Did they just kill the Cheese?
Looks like Pycat Dog has denied the Aegis the Immortal.
Oh.
Rapier!
Uh-oh, and an arrow connects onto Fogged.
This is a death push.
It is. They are all in at this point, and it's the right call. Osiris needs to be careful, though. He's hitting like a Mack truck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Nature's Prophet picks off Disruptor from the backside. Moonlight Shadow comes out. Dust is used. Guanzo, he's in some trouble. Osiris, he actually did not get dusted here. And they may just sacrifice their Guanzo. Osiris, you got to start doing some damage, buddy. You got to do something. You got to do more than that. Now Doom's coming in. He'll be able to finish off the clockwork.
Their base, Dog is cleaning up their base right now. It's going to be GG unless someone does something about it, but I don't think they have enough damage. Relocate comes in. Overcharge, this is over.
Yep,
GG.
It's GG, well played. Nothing they can do. The Rapier, an all-in, last-ditch effort. The right idea, but that's the point where Tiny is just too fat.
They did not have to rat them to death, but that was far... That game lasted far too long for what was a 20,000 gold lead for majority of the game.
Yes.
What, 65 minutes? Almost right on the dot?
You really were on that. I thought it would last a little bit longer than that, but they opted for all-in Necro books. Yeah, I have to say, I think Dog really made that game much more difficult than it needed to be. They had a big window where they could
try to win with finesse instead of brute force. And I talked about a lot of these other teams. They try to win with brute force over finesse, but sometimes you just need brute force.
Sometimes you have the power to just A-move into the base.
When you have the big hammer with Tiny, you can just destroy everything.
So, wow, that does it, though. Team Dog take the Game 3 of this pretty epic best of 3. That means Team Dog are secured a seat in the...
So who are our last 3 teams?
American version of Starladder Season 9. That is a good question, my friend.
I definitely know it's the Wild Witch Doctors. Wild Witch Doctors, Dignitas, and Osiris. So that is close.
Yep, here we go. We've got our losers bracket. This kind of awkward overlay here. There we are. So our losers bracket, it will be Dignitas versus Wild Witch Doctors. The winner of that will be facing off against Osiris. For the losers bracket finals, well, yeah, so it's Dignitas and Wild Witch Doctors, and the finals will be the winner of that versus Osiris. Then the winner of that last best of 3 versus Osiris will secure the other seat into the Starladder North America.
So Team Dog advances, and that was no surprise, although I expected them to take it a little bit easier. I predicted Osiris to be second. I think they will not have that much trouble versus whoever team comes out between Dignitas and Wild Witch Doctors. Who do you think is going to win in between Dignitas and WWE?
I would say Wild Witch Doctors. I think, but they're a little shaky. Both those teams have been very back and forth and inconsistent. But I think Wild Witch Doctors
they should be slight favorites. Let's say like 58-42, like somewhere around there.
Very specific numbers. 58.
Well, it's not quite 60-40. It's not quite 55-45. I don't think it's that close.
Somewhere
in between. Yeah.
57, 58. All right, fair enough. But yeah, I think Osiris will perform handily over either Dignitas or Wild Witch Doctors, though. I think they will be a favorite to take the second spot.
I don't think it'll be that handily. I think it'll be the same, probably like 60-40.
60-40? Okay. Yeah. I'm quickly becoming a fan of Osiris. They've been playing well. They've handled
if they work on their early game.
Yeah.
Yeah, their late game decision making is really good though, and they just seem to get too far behind in the first 20 minutes when they lose. So if they can work on their early game, and that's about it. Like their item choices are somewhat questionable too. Necrobook on Potom, like the weird items on Doom.
The Doom build is a little strange.
Yeah, the no deeps.
I think it's almost like he couldn't make up his mind. Like a kid in Toys R Us, just he buys something, then returns it and gets something else. Just keeps on going.
Well, I mean, same with Tiny too. Tiny, Arcane, Mask of Madness sold both. Like.
I saw the Tiny progression a little more there. Like he got the Arcane so that he could farm faster, got the Mask of Madness for some early attack speed, and then kind of transitioned into the late game hard carry build. Doom he kind of went tank and then went tank utility and then.
It's better than holding 2 BKBs though.
Yes,
we saw that. That was really funny.
That was a little bit strange. That was weird as well. So that does wrap up our coverage today, though. That's the end of it. Just a singleton best of 3. Coming up tomorrow will be the next round of the losers bracket. All we have left, so just another singleton best of 3 tomorrow. Tentatively scheduled for the same time, 2:00 p.m. Pacific, but per usual, I have already seen in the chat that there are some talks about trying to find a rescheduled time. So as always, keep your ear to the drum. Twitter is the best way to do that. At Zyori TV, at Merlini Dota, at Beyond the Summit, and at Starladder_TV. Stay up to date with all things happening. But that does it for us today, Merlini. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.